Well, seeing as point-and-click adventure games are officially dead and buried, it's time to dig the very depths of the Adventure Game Studio archive. Yes, we're going to click the lucky dip button, and we're going to have a completely random game thrown our way, and hopefully we might find a diamond in the rough, an adventure game that's undiscovered, that's just waiting to be played, and you guys can go and play it yourselves. Let's have at it. So, first up is Doses by Mr. Nashington. It's a horror original. It was released in 2013, and it's not yet officially been rated by the AGS panel. It's not been played enough to have enough votes. It's just a demo, and the content says it's got strong sex scenes and occasional mild fighting, I'm guessing. There's no public opinion, there's no comments on it, but it does say, Doses is a short horror simulation demo game where you play as a troubled man addicted to the drug he describes as Doses. It's all set in one room. For updated versions, download Doses on IndieDB. So this game has got many, many updates. I'm sure it is a completely well-polished and rounded product. Let's find out if it's any good. It has been downloaded 755 times, and the graphics are 800 by 600, and it's 16-bit colour. Really looks like it's 16-bit colour. I can't wait to see all those lush, beautiful colours in action. Okay, let's take a look at Doses. So the art style is minimal, in terms of colour anyway. There's plenty of detail in the character, if you want to call it that. You have basically in a room with a cat on an armadillo with some graffiti on the wall, and the place is in a state of disrepair. There's no door, so how did the guy get in here? We don't know. The game doesn't explain anything what you have to do, but if you try and interact on different things, the environment changes and the room starts shaking, and you can turn into the cat and have the cat walk around. You've got to give the game credit. It's definitely weird, and I think that's what they were going for. It's creepy. Once you give the guy a dose of the dose, the music changes and the room starts shaking, and it's quite uncomfortable to sit and look at for a while. Luckily, there's not much to the game, so you don't have to spend too much time in this room. You can just mess about, be the cat armadillo abomination, walk up and down, look at the graffiti, and get high, which is not good. Don't do it, kids. Next up we have The Glass Splinters by Rizulka. This is a fantasy comedy parody, and it was made in 2014. It has been rated by the AGS panel, and it's got 2 cups, which is something. I mean, at least someone was interested enough to have a look at it. There's not enough votes on this to give it a grading anyway. So it's a short game, can be completed within 30 minutes. It's got some occasional mild language and occasionally mild fighting in what looks like a ballroom dancing game. It looks like it's set in one room again, like the last game. It looks like some kind of ballroom simulator, so maybe we'll have to do some Guitar Hero style, press the button at the right time, or maybe something like Parappa the Rapper, so you can see like there's a bar across the top, so that'd be interesting if that's the case. The resolution is 640 by 400, and it's been downloaded 541 times. Wow. About this game. It's a wonderful night at the grand ball for Dorcas and Donkey Girl. Okay, and the prince is coming towards her. Dance with the prince to grow his affection for you. Queen Dorcas has quite a ring to it, does it not? This game is all about falling in love with a handsome prince. So maybe we have to dance in a certain way, or maybe we have to convince him, maybe we have to use some dialogue. We'll find out. The AGS panel review says, decently made, although very short. That's good. 2 people have actually commented on this game. Hell to John said, short and funny, non-adventure, lasts and dance with the prince. Lasts a dance with the prince. A non-adventure game with a single gimmick can be finished on 2 or 3 minutes. Well, that's good for me because I don't want to play it for more than that. Let's take a look at, what was it called? Save the Last Dance. So we got a bit of a story. We're running late and driving our donkey cart faster than you should have when you collided with a pumpkin carriage. Oh my goodness. The pumpkin carriage stood no chance against your solid wood cart, and unfortunately the occupant something or other. But hey, you've got a kick-ass pair of shoes. Right, here we go. Milady, I'm the Prince Devan of Tree. Would you care to dance? Jesus Christ, I mean, I would love to, my prince. This is brilliant. You control Dorcas and Prince Davan around the floor. Davan likes to dance, so be sure. I can't read it that quickly. You can use either the keyboard arrows or the mouse. But be wary, glass shoes are not so comfortable. Oh. We have some music. Ouch! Oh, we're standing on each other's feet now. Oh, that's not good. So the dialogue is quite funny, actually. It's quite funny. It's not what you'd expect of, like, Cinderella and her handsome prince. What's wrong with her face? Very, very good. There's not much to the gameplay. It's just move around. Maybe I can move around in a certain way that'll move some of these health bars at the top, what look like bars at the top, into more positive areas so that we fall in love with each other. But they're sort of making snarky comments about the princess and saying she's round and bulbous. I've got to be honest, I think it's quite a funny little idea. It's well made in terms of the animation and the movement. Again, it's not really a game, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? So there it is. In the end, we don't attract the handsome prince. They don't get married and live happily ever after. But he wouldn't kick that body out of bed, so there you go. Okay, up next, guy who landed on a weird red planet. Well, hopefully it does exactly what it says on the tin. And this is by Ragaga. And this game is a sci-fi comedy original made in 2013. The AGS panel thought it was worth 2 blue cups, and the players thought it was worth 3, so bit of a disagreement there. It's a short game, can be completed within 30 minutes, and it's got an occasional mild bit of bad language. 7 people have rated this so far. They think the visuals are 60%, immersion 57%, puzzles and pacing 54%, and overall enjoyment 63%. About this game, short story of a guy who was forced to land on a weird red planet. Explore the world, face the ghost, feel the blues. Oh, I see what they did there, because the planet's red. Okay, big thanks to Andrew Whitehead for text correction. Thank you, Andrew, for making the text correct. 5 people have commented on this game. This game is simply brilliant. Music fits perfectly to the feeling of the game. Graphic is really nice and humour is just perfect. I've had some really good laughs while playing, and I will play this game again after a while. I certainly can recommend playing this game. That's by CNC Acolyte. And that was in 2015. Haha! I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought. Very, very short and easy. Calling it puzzles is almost exaggerated, but I didn't regret a second I spent playing this. If it would have been longer, I would have gotten annoyed at the super small clickable areas. By San Daniel. Super short and super simple, but rather charming with a nice visual style. Oh, lovely. Elegant mechanic with an elegant comment there. A funny, small first game. Sticks close to the formula, but delivers a good bit of humour and shows potential. The art is nice too. Simple, but not cheap. By Ghost. Fun little game. I look forward to seeing what you can do when you expand your game-making abilities. Little sideways smiley face by Captain D. Lovely comments. I'm looking forward to playing this game. Let's see what it's all about. So the music consists of a little guitar riff that repeats over and over again. It's quite pleasant, and seeing as the game is quite short, it's okay, really, I guess. We start on a red planet, would you believe, in a game about we're landing on a weird red planet. We're a little guy with one eye, and he goes about trying to fix his spaceship. There's lots of references, it seems, to modern pop culture references, which is interesting. So I don't quite know where in the world we are. Don't quite know where in the universe we are. And the game consists of really just wandering about town, speaking to different people. And it's not really a puzzle game. You just sort of got to find the order in which you've got to click on things. But it does have a story. It does have a beginning and an end. Out of the 3 games I've played, it actually is the one that resembles most an adventure game. The graphics are simple. They're effective, but they're simple. And it's got a nice little sense of humour and some quirky little jokes here and there, which make the game passable. Overall, though, I would say it is fun, but if it was any longer, I think I would get a little bit fed up of it. Okay, time to decide which game of the three was the best. Seeing as only one of them was actually really a game, you'd think that would make it the clear winner. But I think I'm going to go for the Glass Splinters, purely because it made me laugh out loud all throughout. All 3 minutes of it were just brilliant. So the Glass Splinters is the winner, closely followed by The Guy Who Landed on a Weird Planet. And actually I quite liked Doses, but once I clicked on all 3 things on the screen, there wasn't a lot else to do. So that was my 3 AGS picks for this episode. Maybe we'll find our hidden gem next time. No winners on Takeshi's Castle this week.